Hi, I'm Freddy DeMarco for American Musical Supply, and I'm going to show you how to adjust the truss rod on your guitar. The truss rod is a metal rod that runs through the guitar neck. What happens is the guitar neck can actually move. This is due to climate changing, extreme temperature changes, humidity, and dryness. What happens is the neck can actually bow like this. Now, if it does that, the strings are going to be very high off the neck, making it very hard to play, and you'll want to adjust that. The other thing that can happen is the opposite, what we call a back bow. A back bow would be going this way, which would make it actually touch or be too close to the strings, causing sometimes no sound at all or buzzing and clunking tones. So again, we would want to adjust that using the truss rod. On some guitars, like my acoustic guitar, the truss rod is found inside the sound hole up into the neck, and that's where that adjustment will be made. Whereas on my electric, it's found up on the headstock, on the other side of the nut just before the tuning pegs. Some guitars will have a truss rod cover on them that needs to be unscrewed and removed to get access to the truss rod. The truss rod adjustment is done with a wrench. Now I'm using this Allen wrench that fits this Martin guitar. The wrench typically ships with the guitar, but make sure that you use the proper one. If you use one too small, you'll take a risk in actually stripping the truss rod. Players are often concerned that they're going to, mess up their guitar neck by trying these adjustments. Just keep in mind, make only quarter turns. If you just make slight turns, small increments, and we usually think of them in quarter turns, you'll be okay. To adjust the truss rod on this guitar, I have to go through the sound hole. So notice I loosen the strings, at least the middle two, so I can spread them apart to have some working room. So now I got that Allen wrench in there. And this is a bow where the strings are far from the neck. So what I want to do is tighten up the neck. To tighten it, I'm going to go a quarter turn to the right. From your view, it's a right turn. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. So we want to tighten it. Now, if I went too far, if you go to play it, you tune it back up, and the strings are now too low, just maybe an eighth of a turn back. So you're just tweaking it, small little increments back and forth till you zero it in. But keep bringing your guitar back up to pitch. Tune it up, try it, loosen it, adjust it. Now, in the event of a back bow where the strings are too close, we have to give some relief to the guitar and loosen it. So again, I loosen the strings, get right into that truss rod, and I'm going to go this way, your left. For this type of guitar where the truss rod is accessed from the headstock, I want to look down the headstock and notice I'm going to go to the right again. So right from this angle will actually tighten it. So if the strings are high, I want to tighten the neck, I go to the right. If the strings are low, I want to go to the left from this angle. To test out the string height from your adjustments, hold down the first fret and your top fret, in my case it's the 22nd fret on the low E string, and see what kind of bounce you get. There should be very little. In other words, it shouldn't just lay on the fret, but it should just be high enough to maybe fit a dollar bill or a razor blade underneath there. And the same relief and bounce should happen on the high E string. If it doesn't, there could be a twist in the neck, and this is beyond the basic adjustment. It should be taken at that point to a luthier or to a guitar repair person. Thanks for tuning into this video on adjusting your truss rod.